June 2025 brings a dynamic mix of cosmic energies, guiding us through emotional insights, intellectual breakthroughs, and opportunities for realignment. With planetary movements, retrogrades, and key lunations, this month invites us to blend introspection with meaningful action. Themes of communication, emotional growth, and value reassessment take center stage as we journey into summer's celestial terrain. Pluto remains retrograde in Aquarius throughout June 2025, continuing its deep excavation of collective paradigms and personal belief systems. This retrograde pushes us to examine how we engage with technology, innovation, social networks, and power dynamics. As the collective undergoes re-evaluation, individuals are prompted to reflect on where they've given away their personal power in exchange for approval or comfort. There may be increased tension around privacy, surveillance, and the role of AI and digital systems in daily life. On a psychological level, Pluto in retrograde exposes shadow aspects of identity tied to group dynamics. Friendships and alliances formed around outdated values may dissolve to make space for more authentic connections. This is a powerful time for shadow work, breaking mental conditioning and redefining what freedom and individuality truly mean in the digital age. On June 3rd, Mercury, the planet of communication and intellect, shifts into Cancer, the sign of emotions, memory, and intuition. This transit brings a more sensitive and reflective tone to our thoughts and conversations. Rather than seeking hard facts, people may prioritize emotional resonance and empathetic understanding. During this transit, conversations become more emotionally charged and empathetic. People may rely more on gut feelings than on pure logic. Words carry more weight, people might take things more personally, so compassion and tact become vital. Communication may revolve around domestic life, childhood memories, or emotional security. There will be a tendency to reflect on the past or revisit old conversations, memories, or people from your history. Decisions might be rooted in what's best for emotional comfort and familial stability. This is not the time for quick decisions but for deep contemplation. Cancer brings a poetic and reflective tone to Mercury, favoring emotional storytelling over factual recitation. Emotional quotient will matter more than intelligence quotient during this transit. People will listen with their hearts. Miscommunication can easily happen due to defensiveness or misreading emotional tones. Mercury in Cancer can bring emotional fluctuations that cloud objectivity. There's a tendency to avoid direct conflict, which can lead to passive-aggressive behavior if emotions aren't addressed. It is a good time for journaling or writing from the heart, family meetings or reconnecting with loved ones, emotional healing conversations, home organization or redesign that promotes peace of mind, and creative expression, especially through emotionally rich mediums such as poetry, memoirs, and music. Mercury will remain in Cancer for 2 to 3 weeks before it moves into Leo. Its entrance into Cancer follows a period in Gemini where communication was quick, witty, and logical, making this transition feel like a shift from the head to the heart. Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and values, enters the lively intellectual sign of Gemini on June 5th. Love becomes more curious, lighthearted, and conversational. This is a social, flirty, and mentally stimulating transit that brings a desire for variety in relationships and creative pursuits. Emotional connections will be stimulated through communication, shared ideas, and intellectual compatibility. People may feel drawn to partners who are versatile, sociable, and mentally engaging. Commitment may take a backseat to exploration. Variety and spontaneity are favored over routine. This is a great time for making new connections, going to events, and networking. Conversations become charming, engaging, and fast-paced. You may feel a greater need for mental stimulation and novelty in your interactions. Venus in Gemini supports artistic expression through writing, speaking, music, and storytelling. It's a favorable period for journalism, content creation, podcasting, or public speaking. Creative inspiration may come from collaboration or brainstorming. Financial decisions during this transit may lean toward diversification and short-term ventures. There could be a temptation to spend impulsively, especially on gadgets, books, courses, or entertainment. it will be best to research and compare before making purchases. Venus in Gemini will last from June 5th to June 29th, 2025, inviting you to fall in love with ideas, conversations, and new experiences. It's a time to socialize, express yourself creatively, and seek intellectual stimulation in relationships. Stay open-minded, but avoid overpromising or shallow interactions. When Jupiter enters Cancer on June 9, 2025, it marks a powerful and emotionally resonant astrological shift. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, meaning it functions with exceptional strength and grace in this sign. This transit will last until June 30, 2026, and its influence can be deeply nurturing, expansive, and transformative in a protective, emotionally intelligent way. Cancer is the sign of home, family, and emotional roots. Jupiter's transit here promotes inner healing, emotional growth, and a desire to create safe, supportive environments. People may feel more inclined to nurture others or seek emotional safety and belonging. This is an excellent time for therapy, ancestral healing, and building emotional intelligence. There will be strong emphasis on family dynamics, parent-child relationships, and home improvement. Many will feel called to invest in real estate, move, or create a more comforting home life. Fertility, motherhood, or caring roles may be highlighted. Some may expand their families during this time. Jupiter magnifies Cancer's innate intuition and empathy. People may feel more spiritually connected to their emotions or receive clearer gut instincts. This is an ideal time for spiritual work, especially through emotional or dream-based practices. Social and political trends may shift toward greater protection of the vulnerable: children, mothers, the environment, and the home. There may be renewed attention on immigration, family rights, food security, and public health as forms of collective care. Cancer brings imagination and nostalgia. Jupiter adds optimism and vision. This is an excellent transit for artists, musicians, and writers who draw from emotional or familial themes. This transit is a great time to reconnect with your roots or heritage, deepen family relationships, or heal past emotional wounds. Create a home sanctuary that supports your emotional well-being, follow your intuition, and be generous with emotional support while maintaining boundaries. Jupiter in Cancer is a highly benevolent and emotionally enriching transit. It helps individuals and society shift toward more nurturing, protective, and emotionally intelligent ways of living. It's less about outer ambition and more about cultivating inner abundance, the kind that builds trust, connection, and true emotional security. There will be a full moon on June 11th in Sagittarius, a fire sign associated with exploration, truth-seeking, and higher learning. There will be a culmination or revelation in areas related to beliefs and ideologies, travel and cross-cultural experiences, legal matters or justice, and education and spiritual growth. People feel an urge to speak their truth, seek adventure, and break free from mental or physical constraints. This full moon stirs a restlessness or craving for something more meaning, more excitement, more answers. It may prompt deep questioning of long-held assumptions or push you to reassess your life philosophy. It can be emotionally liberating but also make people more blunt or impulsive in expressing their feelings. This full moon is an ideal time for releasing outdated beliefs or dogma, publishing, teaching, or sharing ideas, booking travel or starting a course of study, and having honest conversations, especially about personal freedom or future goals. You might experience a sudden aha moment related to your direction in life or how to align your actions with your deeper values. This full moon may bring a clash between idealism and reality, especially if you're overcommitting or chasing illusions. There will be a tendency for over-exaggeration or drama, especially in arguments or debates. If you're feeling confined, you might act rashly to escape, pause to reflect before burning bridges. In short, the full moon in Sagittarius is an invitation to free your mind, release limiting perspectives, and step into your personal truth with boldness. It's a time to embrace wisdom, seek understanding, and trust the bigger picture, even if the details aren't all in place yet. On June 15th, Mars, the planet of drive and assertiveness, blazes into bold and expressive Leo. This is a powerful energy for self-expression, creativity, and leadership. Mars in Leo brings dramatic flair, increased confidence, and a desire to shine. Ambitions soar and people feel more willing to take risks in love, career, and personal development. Mars in Leo boosts courage and a desire to be seen and recognized. You may feel more assertive, outgoing, and willing to take center stage. Artistic and creative pursuits will flourish. It's a powerful time for performers, leaders, and entrepreneurs to make bold moves. Romantic energy will be intense, expressive, and sometimes dramatic. There will be a desire for grand gestures and being adored or admired. You might feel called to take initiative or lead in your work or social circles. People may be more competitive or eager to stand out. Mars in Leo can manifest as arrogance, ego clashes, or stubborn pride. Watch out for power struggles, especially if you're overly attached to being right or being admired. It is an important time to channel energy into creative or physical outlets such as art, performance, and sport. Avoid ego battles, own your spotlight, and lead by inspiration, not domination. Mars enters Leo just days before Jupiter squares Saturn on June 15th, and Neptune June 18th, adding intensity and urgency to the inner push-pull between dreams and realism. Expect a strong drive to break free and express yourself, but make sure it's grounded in clarity, not impulse. The Jupiter-Saturn square on June 15th and Jupiter-Neptune square on June 18th mark a period of tension between growth, structure, and idealism. These are powerful, slow-moving planetary aspects that tend to have both personal and collective influence. When Jupiter squares Saturn, external limitations, financial, professional, emotional, may challenge your optimism. It's a classic growing pains energy. Progress is possible, but only with patience and integrity. Authority figures or institutions may feel oppressive, but rebelling impulsively could backfire. This transit requires us to find balance between faith and caution. Slow, structured expansion is more sustainable than blind leaps. When Jupiter squares Neptune, it can influence illusions, escapism, or overly utopian thinking. You may feel inspired but lack clarity. What seems like a brilliant vision might not be grounded in reality. Be wary of scams, false promises, or spiritual bypassing. It can also spark a desire to connect with higher meaning, but be mindful of projection or disillusionment. This transit will require that you ground your dreams in practical actions. Seek clarity before making major decisions, especially involving money, faith, or travel. The combined energies of these two transits happening closely in succession has a peculiar influence. When Jupiter forms tense aspects with both Saturn and Neptune within days, there will be a conflict between your dreams, influenced by Neptune, your ideals, influenced by Jupiter, and your limits, influenced by Saturn. Collectively, it may signal economic, social, or religious tensions. People may push for visionary change, a Jupiter-Neptune influence, but face resistance from outdated structures, a Saturn influence. Personally, you may question what you believe in, and whether your current path reflects your deeper truth. There may be moments of disillusionment, but these are meant to help you build something real and lasting. In short, the mid-June 2025 Jupiter-Saturn-Neptune tensions are about finding a middle path between hope and pragmatism. It may not be the easiest time for decisive action, but it's rich in personal insight and long-term realignment if approached with mindfulness. Mercury and Venus align in a conjunction in Gemini on June 17th, bringing harmony between thoughts and feelings, logic and love. This is a light, witty, and engaging aspect that enhances social charm, intellectual creativity, and relationship communication. Mercury rules Gemini, so it's strong here, and when it aligns with Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and harmony, words become more graceful, persuasive, and magnetic. This is an ideal time for heartfelt conversations, artistic writing, flirting, negotiation, and social diplomacy. This transit is excellent for artists, musicians, writers, and designers, anyone who blends intellect and beauty. Ideas flow easily and are aesthetically pleasing. This is a great portal for dating or rekindling romantic sparks through conversation. lighthearted banter, witty texts, and shared jokes thrive. If there's been tension in relationships, this conjunction helps soften words and open doors to compromise and mutual understanding. Gemini's influence brings a craving for novelty, making it a good time to explore new books, music, languages, or social circles. If you're working with others on a creative project, ideas can merge seamlessly now, with an easy flow of inspiration. Gemini can influence a flit from one topic to another without depth. Try not to avoid deeper emotional truths. Venus can lead us to sugarcoat things. Watch out for being overly agreeable or non-committal. This conjunction blends logic and love, intellect and artistry. On June 17, 2025, conversations can sparkle with wit and warmth, and beauty is found in ideas as much as in appearance. The summer solstice on June 21, 2025, coincides with the sun's ingress into Cancer, marking a significant energetic and seasonal shift in both astrology and nature. The summer solstice is the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, symbolizing the peak of solar energy and the start of Cancer season. It is a pivot point in the zodiacal year, a moment of illumination, culmination, and transition. What has been hidden may come to light. It is a powerful time for rituals, gratitude, and aligning with higher purpose. As solar power begins to wane after this peak, attention slowly turns inward. Cancer is a cardinal water sign ruled by the moon, known for its emotional intelligence, sensitivity, and deep connection to home and family. As the sun enters Cancer, people may feel more sensitive, reflective, or nostalgic. This is a time to tend to emotional needs and inner child healing. Domestic matters take precedence. Moving, redecorating, or reconnecting with loved ones is favored. Cancer's shell reminds us to protect our emotional energy and honor our personal limits. Globally, people may become more concerned with issues of belonging, homeland, maternal rights, and emotional well-being. June 21, 2025 is a cosmic inflection point. The summer solstice and sun entering Cancer opens a portal of deep emotional awareness, calling you to return to your roots, nourish your inner world, and begin a new chapter from a place of authenticity and emotional clarity. The new moon in Cancer on June 25, 2025, is a powerful lunation that invites emotional renewal, nurturing intentions, and deeper connection to home, family, and inner security. Cancer is the moon's ruling sign, so this new moon is especially potent and emotionally resonant. This new moon is ideal for turning inward, listening to your emotional needs, and letting go of outdated coping mechanisms. It encourages emotional healing, especially related to your childhood, family dynamics, or sense of belonging. Since Cancer governs domestic life, you may feel drawn to redecorate or relocate, strengthen family bonds, and spend more time nurturing loved ones. It's a good time to set intentions related to creating a peaceful home environment or mending family relationships. Cancer heightens psychic sensitivity and inner knowing. The days around this new moon are excellent for journaling, meditation, dream work, and energetic cleansing. This lunation reminds you to prioritize self-care. Emotional nourishment is key. Activities like cooking, resting, reconnecting with nature, or taking spiritual baths can be especially therapeutic. This new moon portal is ideal for reconnecting with your inner world, family, and emotional needs. Use this energy to plant seeds of emotional security, intimacy, and home-based intentions that will grow over the coming lunar cycle. When Venus enters Taurus on June 29, 2025, it begins a particularly potent and harmonious transit because Venus rules Taurus. This placement amplifies Venus's natural qualities: love, beauty, sensuality, pleasure, and material comfort, and expresses them in grounded, tangible, and stabilizing ways. During this transit, love becomes more steady, loyal, and sensual. People may seek security in relationships, preferring emotional safety over thrills. Physical affection, quality time, and shared comforts become important in romance. Venus in Taurus enhances money matters, especially around saving, investing, and luxury purchases. It is a good period to reevaluate finances, start a budget, or make investments with long-term potential. Material desires may increase, think quality over quantity. It is a period for artistic expressions to flourish, great for music, design, fashion, gardening, or anything that delights the senses. You may be drawn to earthy beauty, flowers, nature, cozy interiors, and tactile pleasures. People will crave routine, relaxation, and indulgence in the form of food, beauty, or nature. It's a time to slow down, be present, and savor life's pleasures. This portal is ideal for strengthening relationships through shared physical experiences such as cooking together, massages, and nature walks, upgrading your home, wardrobe, or skincare routine with practical luxury, grounding your goals, and exploring your creative talents in tactile or visual arts. This transit encourages harmony and sensuality in partnerships, particularly for people with Venus or Moon in Taurus. Its influence can, however, lead to overindulgence, laziness, or possessiveness in love or spending. Watch for stubbornness. Venus in Taurus loves consistency, sometimes resisting needed change. It is a time to build love and beauty slowly but deeply. It rewards efforts that bring comfort, security, and aesthetic fulfillment, especially those rooted in authentic pleasure and lasting value. Saturn begins its retrograde motion in Aries on June 30th, turning its focus inward and encouraging a reassessment of personal responsibility, leadership, and long-term goals. It will last until November 13th, 2025. During this retrograde, issues related to discipline, maturity, and self-assertion may surface. When Saturn goes retrograde, its energy turns inward, offering a period of reevaluation of long-term goals and ambitions, structures and systems in life, commitments and responsibilities, and karmic lessons and past actions. Instead of external discipline, you're asked to confront your internal authority. Are you taking true responsibility for your life or following outdated rules out of fear or habit? Are you acting from authentic self-leadership or rebelling without purpose? Aries is about action, courage, assertiveness, and personal will. With Saturn retrograding here, you may feel the need to slow down and rethink past bold moves or confront the consequences of rushed decisions. Saturn may highlight fears around self-worth, leadership, or visibility. Anger management, rashness, or dominance may become focal points for maturity. It is an ideal portal for growth in rebuilding self-trust and patience, cultivating strategic action instead of impulsivity, and clarifying your true ambitions and path forward. Revisit unfinished projects, especially those involving leadership, physical efforts, or solo ventures. Reassess your commitments. What structures in your life need strengthening or dismantling? Set boundaries, especially in areas where you've been too reactive or too accommodating. Practice patience with yourself. Progress may feel slow, but this is a time of laying strong inner foundations. In short, Saturn retrograde in Aries is a cosmic checkpoint. It challenges you to mature your willpower, revisit past missteps, and rebuild your drive from a place of integrity and inner strength. While frustrating at times, this is a deep opportunity to forge resilience, self-discipline, and authentic leadership. June 2025 is a month of duality, calling for bold self-expression and visionary action, while also encouraging emotional sensitivity and inner recalibration. The blend of fiery ambition and watery reflection asks us to balance passion with presence and drive with emotional intelligence. As we navigate the shifting tides of this month, the cosmos invites us to deepen relationships, expand our minds, and build foundations for meaningful growth. Thank you for journeying through June's astrological landscape with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more celestial insights. Let us know in the comments which transit you're most excited about. Until next time, keep exploring the stars.